How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. I got my co-host here, Juno. Come and say hi to everybody. All right, this is the second video in the Recon series, the Snaggletooth modification Recon series for the large Recons I'm modifying. And today we're going to work on the polished Recon. The first one that we started off with was the orange Recon, my Cheetos orange Recon. I actually think it's more like a pumpkin orange. I really love the orange scales on the Recon ones. It really looks, I think so far of all the cold steels I've purchased with orange scales or orange G10 or Grivex scales, the Recon scales are the ones that look the best. The color of them looks the best. But anyway, Juno's saying hi to everybody. Gotta get down now, sweetie. We gotta get started on this one. Let's not make it too long. Doesn't have to be too long. Yeah, we're just gonna get this one started. That's all we're doing. That's my girl. That's my girl. Big old grandpa girl. Yeah, it's a big old grandpa girl. Grandpa went on a big motorcycle ride yesterday, huh? Yes, he did. Went on a big motorcycle ride. Had fun. A little bit sore today, though. All the way down to Rio Vista to Foster's Bighorn, huh? But anyway, with his buddy, CVO Tony, huh? That's right. All right, sweetie. Why don't you get down? Gotta get down, kiddo. All right. So anyway, this is the Recon one that we're going to do this week. This is the one that we did previously. I think it was last week. We're going to get started on this one. I'm not going to pull this one apart today. I'm just going to take a look and see how this fits. This is the part that came from Snaggletooth, the cog ring that I'm going to polish out. It's going to be polished so it matches everything on this knife. This knife is all polished. So I get an idea where I need to tape it off at. So it goes right there. So pretty much right here. I can see. Like right along here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black not masking tape, but electrical tape. To this part I'm going to wet sand. I only want to wet sand the parts that you can see. I don't want to wet sand this part of the cog ring because then that would change the dimensions and the thickness of it. It might make it fit wrong. So I want to leave that exactly the same. I don't want to touch any of this part of the cog ring at all. I'm not even going to go on the inside of the cog ring. I'm not even going to do this part. What I want to do is the exposed part of the cog ring, which will be like pretty much that much of the cog ring, and polish all of that. And then I'm going to polish the back side or the spine side of the cog ring that's exposed. I don't really want to mess with it. I've learned in the past it's best to leave all the parts, all the pieces on the inside, like right in here. Just leave them alone because you don't want to mess up the thicknesses of things or the strength of things. So you just want to leave that alone. You want to make sure it's still everything fits right. So only worry about polishing the exposed parts. Leave all the other parts alone. That's my advice. So I'm going to tape all this off right along in here. I'm going to stay as close to the edge as possible. Always preparation in these kind of things is like always very important if you want to do a really good job. Take your time to do good preparation on it. It's like any kind of painting or anything like that. You know, you always want to put a lot of preparation into it. On any kind of, like a vehicle or motorcycle gas tanks and skins. Or even if you're painting the walls in your house, make sure you prep the walls properly. It always makes a big difference in how well your paint job comes out. is the preparation that you put into it. That's my experience, people. I'm not a professional painter. I'm just telling you my experience. I should go from this way, huh? Right about there. Just about got it, people. Just protecting the parts that I don't want to polish or sand. Looking pretty good, people. Just one more little tiny piece. I think we'll be set. Get ready to get started. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with right there. This part I'm gonna polish also. That's the Snaggletooth. But right now, for what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do the cog ring. Set all these things aside. I'm starting off with 600 grit. 600 grit wet sandpaper. Now, I reuse my sandpaper. I don't stop using it. Forgot to put my flat surface out here. I like to always sand on a real flat surface, one that I know that's like super flat. That's how I'm gonna get started, people. It's a slow process, just doing it by hand. I just want to make something that's different than all the other ones I've seen. Sometimes it's fun to have flashy things. I'm old school. I'm a motorcycle. I like everything chromed and painted. I'm not really into that painting everything sort of thing. I think the skins and the tanks and fairings and things like that, your bags and stuff like that, it looks cool when it's painted, but I don't like to see everything painted. I rather see like chrome engine covers and handlebars and your shifters and all that kind of stuff, your linkage. chrome front end on the motorcycle. Chrome swing arms look really cool too. For me, I think a chrome frame would be a bit much because I can see how that could be like something you can't patch up if you damage a little bit when you're working on your motorcycle. You get the wrench falls on it and messes it up or something. It's not like paint where you can, like, you know, paint over your boo-boo, make your boo-boo look nice and repaint it, prep it and paint it. You know, look like nothing never happened. So I sort of like having a painted frame. I think I want to paint a frame that's black too, because that black's the easiest thing to repair with some gloss back black paint. That's just me, people. That's the way I sort of think. The motorcycles, I get those to use. A lot of my knives I don't use. I just collect them. I just like them. I just like owning them and having them and being able to pull them out and look at them. And see if they appreciate in the future, sell them. It's all part of the fun. Buy some more. I think these are going to be sweet. I can't wait to see what it looks like polished. Aluminum polishes out really well. Aluminum and like the lower grade stainless steels, like when I say lower grade, I want to say like the ingot stainless steels, because now the higher grade stainless steels, the powdered metallurgy, you know, like I don't know, S35VN, S30V, S45VN, Magna Cut, Crew Wear, 3V. The popular steels of the day are the metallurgy steels. But you know what? The ingot steels are very good too, though, especially when they're heat treated properly. So I don't put down the ingot steels. You know, I'm still, you know, I grew up on having ingot steels. Watch out, sweetie. You can't walk over here. Can't walk over there, sweetie. Yeah, get down. Because they will handle your everyday tasks perfectly fine. You don't have to have some super duper steel from planet Krypton or whatever. But, you know, for everyday, you know, cutting tasks. Because I've always carried knives, and it's just lately you've had all these, like in the last, I don't know what, about 10 years when the powdered steels really came into the picture big time. But before then, you know, I always carried knives, never had any problems. You know, knives hold a good edge. I think every knife person should know how to sharpen their knives. I mean, a lot of people don't like to sharpen their knives, don't want to be bothered with that. I could totally understand that too, but if you're going to be a knife person, you should at least know how to do it if you need to do it. Or if you damage a tip or something like that, so you can fix it and repair it. Just because you blunt the tip doesn't mean it's the end of the knife. You can repair that. It doesn't take a lot. I think that's looking pretty good. Let me see what it looks like. Wash it off. It's getting there, people. Let's do a little bit of back strap work. Or the spine. Oh yeah, it's polishing fast. Love my Snaggletooth parts. Love my Snaggletooth parts. If you want to make the ultimate Recon Triad, Cold Steel Triad Recon, designed by Andrew Demko. Everyday carry, self-defense utility everyday carry knife, SDUEDC. I recommend going to Snaggletooth, getting a cog ring, and get the Snaggletooth Wave feature. I like them in aluminum. All mine are in aluminum. I just prefer that over plastic. Everything's very well priced. And make your super duper Recon. That's what I recommend doing. Make the Recon that you think is the best. Trying to get right down in here. I want to do it so I can do things evenly too at the same time. I like everything to look perfectly flat. Then when you polish it, it really shines up really nice. But in order to get things perfectly flat, you gotta be careful. You gotta do things against flat surfaces. I see some people talking about polishing the insides of the parts and stuff without having to worry about them being perfectly flat. That's wrong. You want to keep things flat, because then when your knife goes to fold, if things aren't perfectly flat, especially on those the lock bar surfaces, your blade will sit off to one side. It won't be centered no more. So you do want to keep things perfectly flat, all those surfaces. All right, people. I think it's time for us to go to the next level of paper. Oh, we didn't do the outside of this part yet, huh? Gotta do the outside of the ring. See, what I'm doing is I'm looking at it, and you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see it as it gets smoother when it is smooth, because there won't be any more like little bits of sand in it, being able to hide in it. And the little bits of sand look black because this is black sandpaper. So I'm just looking to try to get out all the blackness, get all the blackness out. Now this part, I'm not really concerned with it being like super flat. Matter of fact, it'd be nicer probably if it's a little bit rounded. Be a little bit more comfortable on your hand when you withdraw it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand sand this piece. I'll get them faster like that too. If the edges get a little bit beveled, that's okay. Get a little bit rounded, I mean. That'll just take away a hot spot. Now I get inside these little grooves. I'm gonna go Chinese, get my Chinese chopsticks. That's why I save my Chinese chopsticks. I save everything for stuff. I've always figured out uses for everything. Popsicle sticks. Get right in between these little grooves right here. That's how you get polished right inside there too. I hear there's another strain of COVID going around. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. More COVID. I don't know about you, but I hate wearing masks. But because I work with people, I don't want to get them sick. I will wear a mask when I have to. Gotta be considerate of others. But do I like wearing a mask? Hell no. I hate wearing a mask. Sometimes a man's just gotta do what a man's gotta do. What you doing, Juno? Oh, they're going nuts. Let me wrap this around me. Yeah, that's not gonna work like that, huh? Get a little bit tighter wrap. As you can see, polishing stuff takes time, people. It's not something that you just rush through. I'm gonna cut this video off here pretty soon because I know it's probably getting really long. And I'm gonna keep polishing this until it's done. And then I'll do the final buffing with you guys and we'll put it all back together. But this is the first video in the Recon. I'm gonna continue to polish. I'll finish up the polishing. Peace. Stiletto. Or the wet sanding.